feeling really anxious. I mean, I'm about to give birth soon. It's overwhelming. Is there anything that could at least help take my mind off it, even just a little bit? Maybe something like reading a book or watching some TV here? Not that you would know, since you've never given birth yourself, right? Amber, yeah, I can understand why you'd feel that way. It must be really tough. And you're right, I don't have any experience with childbirth, so there isn't much I can say that would truly help. Maybe ask one of the nurses who are around to help you find something to keep your mind off things. But anyway, if there's anything I can do for you, anything at all, just let me know. Well then, why don't you go ahead and buy me a Chanel bag? If I have that, I'm sure it'll give me the motivation to push through and stay strong. And then I can take it out with me on the town after having this baby. What are you even saying? That's not the point here, and you know it. I'm genuinely concerned about you, you know? I'm worried about your health, too, and making sure you're doing well. Are you craving anything specific, or would you like me to get you some sports drinks or anything? I could bring those over for you. Hello? I'm not sick or anything. Why are you talking about sports drinks? Are you seriously that clueless? But I just thought since your body's going through a lot right now, maybe you'd want something like that. It's all about taking care of your health. How many times do I have to tell you? If I have a Chanel bag, I'll be perfectly fine. Don't make me repeat myself. I'm a pregnant woman. I am carrying this huge belly around, trying my best to keep going despite how hard it is. I don't know what to say, but to be honest, I've had a lot of expenses lately too. I don't really have the money to go and buy something like that. I'm really sorry. Wow, you are seriously useless. If that's how it's going to be, then talking to you is just a waste of time. I am fine with just having my husband around. That's enough for me. I'm getting so irritated, and to think you're not even my real mom. I'm the one going through pregnancy here, so at least you could do me a favor and call my actual mom instead. I'm sorry. You're always like this, aren't you? Even after Dad passed away, you were acting all cheerful, like nothing was wrong. You've always been so eager to get on my good side, huh? You go out of your way to spend all this money just to try and win my favor. It's honestly pathetic, but I guess you know by now that money is the only thing you really have to offer, huh? Is that really how you've been seeing me this whole time? I only wanted to be there for you because there was no one else who could stay by your side. But you've always acted like you were still going through some kind of rebellious phase. Of course, I try to make you comfortable, but we're family after all. That's exactly what I mean. You always say these neutral, nice things to try and smooth things over. It's so fake, honestly. Acting like you're some kind of saint, it's gross. You don't have to be so harsh with your words. Whatever, you can go on living your life the way you always do. I've got more important things to deal with, so I'm done here. Oh, right. I'm sorry for keeping you for so long. I'll let you go then. I understand. Take care and good luck with everything. Wait, what's going on? What do you mean, get out? I just wanted to see the baby as soon as possible since they've just been born. I've been waiting all this time to meet them. Huh? Don't get ahead of yourself, all right? I don't want someone like you, a stranger, anywhere near the child I just gave birth to. Got it? What? A stranger? What are you saying? I've never thought of you as family, and frankly, I want you to get out of the hospital room. Up until now, I stayed quiet because I thought you were useful, but to be honest, you've always been so annoying. So I'm taking this chance to cut ties with you. Go on, disappear already, you old hag. You really mean that, don't you? Obviously. Don't you ever show your face again. And by the way, you stink. Your old lady smell is unbearable. I see. Well, then I'll go. I'll take your words to heart. Just know that you can't take them back after this. Why would I want to take them back? Ugh, it's so gross. The stench of old age is suffocating. I need to spray some air freshener or something. Well then, goodbye. And don't ever contact me again.
Wait, Chelsea, what happened? Where did you go? I thought you were resting while I stepped away for a moment, but now I can't seem to find you. I asked Amber and she said you'd gone home. Did something happen?
Oh, Frank, I've been cut off from that child. She told me she doesn't want me in her life anymore. So I've gone back home and returned to my work.
What? But Chelsea, just earlier she was in tears of joy, so happy to see you. And now you're telling me she sent you home? I don't understand. What happened?
Frank, I've told you before, haven't I? I'm that girl's father's second wife. I'm not her biological mother. I made sure you were aware of that.
Yes, of course, you told me, but surely that's not the reason why she would...
Oh, but it is. Apparently, I'm nothing more than a stranger to her. She told me not to come near her child because I'm not family. And just like that, I was shown the door. She said that until now I was useful to her in some way, but now that she has no need for me, she's cutting ties. It's as simple as that.
That's so unfair. It's not right at all.
I agree, but there's nothing more to say. From here on out, I won't be stepping in or trying to help in any way. She's a stay-at-home mom, and I know this will put a burden on you, but it's no longer my concern. You'll have to take care of things from here on out.
Wait, does that mean you're really serious? You're not going to help us at all moving forward?
I'm afraid so. Every future plan we discussed, it's all off the table now. From now on, you, her, and the baby will have to figure things out on your own.
I understand. I guess this is how it has to be. Honestly, though, I think it's the right decision. Even if she didn't mean what she said, even if those harsh words came out in the heat of the moment, it's still unacceptable. You don't say things like that to someone who's done so much for you.
Well, that's how I feel too. I don't care what she or anyone else thinks anymore. I have reached my limit. There is only so much a person can take before something inside just snaps. I am done bending over backwards for her. From now on, I'm going to live my life freely without worrying about her. To be honest, just knowing I can finally live without constantly thinking about her feelings, it's a relief for me. I feel lighter already.
That makes sense. I get it. But the truth is, I have my own struggles to deal with, too. There's something I need to tell you. As much as I've tried to stand by her all this time, I don't know if I can keep supporting her in the future. If things continue like this, I'm not sure how much longer I can do it. I'm sorry.
Wait, what do you mean by that? Well, in any case, I guess she's no longer my daughter. I'm not going to push any responsibilities onto you either. If there's more going on, it's up to you both to figure it out. I don't want to get involved anymore.
Thank you for understanding.
I know it's going to be hard moving forward, but I believe you'll find a way. Just hang in there, okay? Mom, where are you right now? The house I'm supposed to live in? It's gone! What's going on? Oh, Mom? Are you talking to me? It's strange to hear you calling me that now, considering you've never addressed me that way before. What? Of course I'm talking to you. What's going on? The new house I was supposed to move into, it's up for sale. When I asked about it, I was told it's being sold because the owner put it on the market. That's all the real estate agent would tell me. When I asked my husband, he said I should talk to you. So what happened? Let me make this clear. I am not your mother, but yes, I am responsible for that. I sold the house. The new house you were supposed to move into has been put up for sale. In fact, I already have interested buyers, so I'm not worried about it at all. What? I don't understand. Why? I was supposed to live there. We bought it so I could raise my baby in peace. That was the whole plan. Yes, that's what you thought, but let me ask you, who did you think was paying for that house? Wait, what do you mean? Are you saying you were the one who was supposed to pay for it, not my husband? Exactly. I was going to pay for the entire thing. Your husband doesn't make enough money to afford a house in that area. It's a beautiful home, and there's no way he could have bought it with his salary. Wait, are you serious? Yes, I am. Look, I know I'm not your biological mother, and because of that, I've always felt that I probably made things difficult for you. It's not my fault you grew up without your real mother, but it is my responsibility that I married your father knowing he had a daughter. I promised myself that I would treat you like my own daughter. Of course, I didn't really know how to do that, and I was always feeling my way around. But at the very least, I wanted to make sure you never had to worry about money. I thought that would be one way to support you. Unfortunately, it turns out that my good intentions were taken advantage of, and in the end, it all led to this. Wait, you really felt that way about me? Even though we're not blood related? Yes, exactly, because we're not blood related. I knew I could never replace your real mother, but I hoped that by being there for you, I could at least fill the gap left by her absence.
So when it came to this house, I wanted to make sure you had a safe and comfortable place to raise your own child. I felt it was the least I could do, but I didn't think it was my place to boast about it, so I didn't go out of my way to tell you, hey, I'm the one buying this house for you. I thought that would be too much.
I thought my husband was the one buying the house for us. He never said anything different.
Well, he probably assumed you knew. I'm sure he didn't think your relationship with me was so superficial that you'd just take what I offered and then turn around and cut ties with me. He likely didn't realize that you were planning to distance yourself from me the moment you no longer needed anything from me. I'm sure that never crossed his mind. That's why when I was kicked out of your life, he was just as surprised and even reached out to me asking where I had gone.
But I never expected you to do something like this for me.
Let me guess, what you're thinking now is, I didn't realize she was going to buy me a house, and if I had known she was this useful, I shouldn't have cut ties with her so quickly, right?
That's not...
Anyway, you should be arriving home soon, shouldn't you? I sent you a little present, and it should be waiting for you when you get there. Be sure to check it out.
A present? What do you mean? Wait, does this mean you haven't given up on me after all? You're still going to help me?
Well, you'll have to wait and see. Consider it a surprise for when you get home.
What's going on? My biological mother just showed up at my house demanding to hold the baby, yelling to be let inside. She's acting completely insane. This is terrifying. She's still outside shouting, "Do something! Is this woman really my mother?"
Oh, I see you've received my little present. Yes, that woman is indeed your biological mother. Your father divorced her to escape from her and then met me. We got married afterward.
Are you serious right now?
Yes, absolutely. As you can see, she's not exactly stable. Your father realized that a few years after you were born. Up until then, he thought she was just a bit eccentric. He tried to be understanding, accepting of her oddities, but after you were born, things changed. She started using stress as an excuse to go to the pachinko parlors all the time, racking up debt. When she'd come home, she'd blow up in fits of rage. She neglected you, leaving your father to take care of everything while she claimed to be suffering from postpartum depression. Then she started spending her days drowning in alcohol.
I had no idea. My real mother was that terrible?
Your father hid it from you, but he didn't tell you any less either. He just avoided embellishing the truth to make her sound like someone she wasn't.
There's no way this is real. That woman out there can't be my mother.
Your father knew that if she ever found out about your life, she'd come running for money. That's why we've been keeping things hidden from her all these years. But then you're the one who insisted. You said, I'm pregnant and struggling. Couldn't you at least find my real mother? Don't you remember?
I might have said something like that, but if she's like this, I really didn't need her to be found.
Well, since you've severed ties with me, your stepmother, I figured I'd grant your request as a parting gift.
This is impossible. If I let that woman hold my baby, she might take off with them. Why would you tell her where I live?
Where else would I have sent her? It's not like you have your new house anymore. I couldn't tell her the hospital. That'd cause problems. So your current place was the only option.
This is the worst situation possible. Now that she knows where I live, I'll never be able to escape her.
Oh, don't worry about that. You won't be living there much longer anyway.
What? What do you mean by that? This is my husband's rental. This has nothing to do with you.
You're right, it doesn't involve me. But honestly, you've been far too cocky for too long. Even your husband is fed up.
What are you talking about? What's going on?
Let me ask you something. Whose child did you give birth to?
Huh? What are you trying to say?
The baby you just had. It's not your husband's, is it? I'm asking you, whose child is it?
Of course it's my husband's. Who else would it be?
Your husband suspected something. He thought you were seeing someone else behind his back. So he hired a private investigator, and guess what? It turns out you were. They gathered plenty of evidence, so there's no way you can talk your way out of this.
Stop it. That's ridiculous. There's no way.
There's plenty of proof. You're caught. After gathering all that evidence, he decided to take a paternity test just to be sure. And surprise, surprise, the child isn't his.
You've got to be kidding me. Why would he even do that? What kind of person suspects their wife of something like that? That is so low.
you're the one who's done something far lower. He found out the child wasn't his, and now he's going to divorce you.
What? Wait, no! You can't be serious! Divorce over something like this? Isn't that a bit extreme? We just had a baby!
It's not extreme at all. That child isn't his. He has no obligation to stay with you or raise someone else's child. You betrayed him. Did you honestly think there wouldn't be consequences?
But...
You married him, had a baby, and he was thrilled, only to find out the baby isn't even his. Can you imagine how that must have felt? Oh wait, you probably can't. You take after your biological mother, emotionally detached and completely self-centered.
I was just so lonely. He was always working and I was always by myself. It was so boring. I felt abandoned. Then I heard that my favorite host had retired, so I thought, why not reconnect? We ended up sleeping together, but it wasn't like it was a big deal.
A big deal? You cheated on your husband and you had another man's baby. That's not something you can brush off as no big deal. You've broken the law. You've committed adultery. You'll have to face the consequences. You quit your job right after you got married, insisting you wanted to be a full-time housewife. He worked his fingers to the bone to support you, and this is how you repay him? Betraying him like this?
But I didn't have a mother growing up. I've always been lonely. And then he chose his job over me, leaving me all alone all the time. How could he not understand how lonely I was? Isn't it his fault for not keeping me happy?
Then get a job.
What?
If you had a job, you wouldn't have had all that free time to start thinking like that. You've built this fantasy in your head that you're some tragic figure who deserves pity and can do whatever she wants because she's been dealt a tough hand in life. You've used me, you've used your husband, and you've convinced yourself that you're entitled to everything. You think the world owes you because you had it rough, right? You've got everything twisted.
That's not fair. Maybe I made mistakes, but you don't have to keep rubbing it in. Just help me out with this one thing. Get me a new house.
You think people who treat others poorly deserve to be treated well in return? You keep going on about how it was so unfair that you didn't have a mother, but there she is outside your door. I called her for you. Isn't that what you wanted? Isn't that enough to make you happy? You've spent your whole life feeling sorry for yourself, never appreciating anyone or anything. You've been so focused on your own needs, your own wants, that you've completely disregarded everyone else. You've become a selfish, thoughtless person. I am done with you. You're an adult now. It's time to face the consequences of your actions. The world isn't going to revolve around you just because you've been dealt a tough hand. If you keep treating people like they exist solely to serve you, you're going to end up alone. You need to start taking responsibility for your own life. Because right now, there is not a single person out there that wants to take responsibility for you after everything you've done to us. Even Amber, known for her confidence, seemed to panic in this situation and bowed her head to me, a gesture of apology that was somewhat unexpected. Her behavior was quite out of character, and I could sense the desperation in her tone as she pleaded for forgiveness. However, despite this unexpected display of humility, I couldn't overlook her past behavior towards me. The weight of her previous actions hung heavily in the air, making it clear that an apology alone could not erase the hurt I had experienced, nor could I condone her husband's outrageous actions, which had added to my distress. Their actions crossed a line, and I had no choice but to take a firm stand. This wasn't just a matter of personal grievances. It was about self-respect and the boundaries I needed to establish to protect myself. In a decisive move, I blocked her phone number, ensuring that I completely severed ties with her. It was a significant step, one that was necessary for my own mental and emotional well-being. I had realized that I could no longer tolerate the toxic dynamics of our relationship, and blocking her was a way to take control of my situation. It was important for me to establish boundaries and protect myself from any further negativity that might arise from our relationship. I had spent far too long accommodating Amber's needs, often at the expense of my own feelings and sanity. This was not just about Amber, it was about my well-being and mental peace. I needed to reclaim my space and prioritize my own emotional health. As for what happened to her afterward, I don't know the details very well. However, according to reports from her husband, Frank, it seems that Amber demanded a proper compensation for her situation. It's a complicated web they've woven, filled with deceit and manipulation. Frank conveyed to me that Amber was in despair, unable to rely on her former life as a host to support her anymore. The man she had turned to for help, a former host, was no longer a viable option, leaving her feeling abandoned and hopeless. This turn of events stirred a mix of emotions within me. While I couldn't deny that Amber had experienced hardships in her life, I also couldn't ignore the reality that she had often manipulated those around her to get what she wanted. Her situation was a culmination of her own choices, and I began to understand that it is wrong to take advantage of others' kindness simply because of one's past. Life had been difficult for Amber, but that doesn't give her the right to expect others to be inherently compassionate towards her. It seems she may have finally learned a valuable lesson, that one's past hardships do not justify one's present behavior or entitlement to sympathy. As I pondered this, I realized that my own journey had led me to a similar understanding. We all have our struggles and challenges, but how we respond to them ultimately defines our character. When I think about the relationship we had, I realize that it was marred by manipulation and an unhealthy dynamic. Amber's tendency to exploit the goodwill of others became painfully apparent, and I often found myself on the receiving end of her demands and expectations. It was as if she had taken my kindness for granted, expecting me to always be there to support her without considering the toll it was taking on me. Her approach was one of entitlement, as if my kindness was something she deserved rather than something I offered willingly. Reflecting on our interactions, I remember instances where she would come to me with her problems, expecting me to drop everything to assist her. I would listen patiently as she recounted her tales of woe, feeling an obligation to help her navigate her difficulties. While I am a naturally caring person, I also have my own life to manage, and I cannot always be available for others. There were times I felt overwhelmed by her continuous neediness, yet I still tried to be supportive, believing that everyone has their struggles. However, there is a distinct difference between offering support and being taken for granted. Amber's behavior often blurred that line, leading me to question the sincerity of our friendship. It felt as if her appreciation for my help was conditional, reliant on my continued availability and willingness to cater to her needs. This realization was disheartening and made me reconsider the nature of our relationship. In the past, I might have ignored the red flags, thinking that friendship meant being there for one another unconditionally. I had been raised to believe in the value of loyalty and support in friendships, but life experiences have taught me that healthy relationships are built on mutual respect and understanding, not on manipulation or dependency. As much as I wanted to be a good friend, I also needed to prioritize my own emotional health and establish clear boundaries. Now that I've distanced myself from Amber, I find a sense of relief in the absence of that toxic energy. It's allowed me to focus on my own life, my own relationships, and my own well-being. The decision to block her number was not made lightly, but it was necessary for my peace of mind. I remember the anxiety I felt every time my phone buzzed, wondering if it was Amber reaching out for yet another favor or emotional crutch. The stories I've heard about Amber's decline since our split illustrate the harsh reality of her choices. Frank's reports reveal a troubling downward spiral. Her inability to find stability or support from those she once relied upon speaks volumes about the consequences of her actions. She is now facing the repercussions of her past behavior, which serves as a harsh reminder that one's actions have consequences. It is a painful truth that many individuals must confront, the reality that our choices shape our lives and relationships in profound ways. When people face the aftermath of their choices, it can often lead to a period of introspection and growth. I hope that Amber is using this time to reflect on her life decisions and the relationship she's taken for granted. It is essential for her to recognize the patterns in her behavior that have led her to this point. This reflection might just provide her with the insight needed for change. Despite the difficulties Amber is experiencing, I can't help but feel a mix of emotions. On one hand, there's empathy for her plight, as everyone deserves a second chance. On the other hand, I feel justified in my decision to cut ties with someone who has repeatedly failed to acknowledge the impact of her actions on others. This duality is part of the human experience. We can feel compassion while also recognizing when it's time to walk away. It's a delicate balance, but one that is necessary for personal growth and healing. As I continue on my path, I hope for the best for Amber, but I also understand that her journey is her own to navigate. I've learned that while it's important to be compassionate, it is equally crucial to protect oneself from toxic relationships. Moving forward, I am committed to fostering relationships that are reciprocal and fulfilling, where both parties can thrive without feeling overwhelmed by the weight of one another's issues. In the end, I believe that everyone has the potential for growth and change. Perhaps this difficult chapter in Amber's life will serve as the catalyst she needs to reassess her values and approach to relationships. Life can be incredibly challenging, but it is how we respond to those challenges that defines us. The resilience we show in the face of adversity can lead to profound personal growth and transformation. No matter where Amber's journey takes her next, I will remain hopeful that she finds a way to rise above her circumstances. However, I will do so from a distance, honoring the boundaries I have set for my own well-being. It's a bittersweet feeling, knowing that I once cared deeply for someone who is now a stranger to me. Reflecting further on Amber's situation, I realize that her life choices and the paths she's taken may stem from a deeper issue of self-identity and self-worth. Often individuals who face challenging upbringings struggle with recognizing their intrinsic value. This can lead them to seek validation from others in unhealthy ways. Amber may have sought approval and affection through her relationships, leading her to dependence on others to fill a void in her life. It's painful to think about how her neediness may have blinded her to the consequences of her actions. Perhaps she felt justified in demanding help from those around her as she equated love and support with the willingness to sacrifice one's own time and energy. However, this notion is fundamentally flawed. Love should not come with strings attached or expectations of continuous support. Her experience as a host, which she relied on for financial stability, likely reinforced a transactional view of relationships. In this environment, affection and support can easily be conflated with monetary gain or the desire for companionship, leading to an unhealthy cycle of dependence. If Amber had experienced a series of superficial relationships that lacked depth, it would make sense that she struggled to form genuine connections with others. Now that Amber finds herself in a precarious situation without the support she once had, she may be forced to confront these issues head-on. It is often in times of crisis that individuals are pushed to reevaluate their lives and choices. Perhaps this moment of despair could be a turning point for her, prompting self-reflection and growth. This kind of introspection is essential for anyone hoping to break free from the patterns that have held them back. As I consider the dynamics of our friendship, I'm reminded of the importance of fostering relationships that empower rather than diminish. It is crucial to surround ourselves with individuals who uplift us and encourage our personal growth. Relationships should be built on mutual respect, where both parties contribute to one another's well-being. For my part, I have learned valuable lessons through my experience with Amber. I now recognize the signs of a toxic relationship and understand the necessity of maintaining healthy boundaries. Setting limits does not equate to a lack of compassion. Rather, it reflects an understanding of one's own needs and limitations. It is essential to strike a balance between helping others and ensuring that our own emotional health remains intact. While I may feel sympathy for Amber's current situation, I also acknowledge that her choices have led her to this point. It's easy to fall into the trap of feeling sorry for someone and forgetting that they are ultimately responsible for their actions. This awareness is crucial in preventing the cycle of enabling behavior that can perpetuate a toxic dynamic. Looking ahead, I am committed to nurturing relationships that are built on trust and authenticity. I want to invest my time and energy in connections that bring joy and fulfillment rather than frustration and anxiety. It is important to be surrounded by people who appreciate my efforts and reciprocate the kindness I extend. This is not merely about maintaining a sense of balance, it's about creating a supportive environment where everyone can thrive. In reflecting on Amber's life, I can only hope that she finds a way to rebuild her sense of self and learn from her experiences. Life can be a series of lessons, and perhaps this chapter is a necessary one for her to grow. It's never too late to change, and I genuinely hope she finds the strength to do so. As I continue on my own journey, I carry with me the lessons learned from my relationship with Amber. While I may have felt sympathy for her plight, I now understand the importance of self-preservation and the need to prioritize my own well-being. I'm hopeful that both Amber and I will emerge from this experience with greater clarity about ourselves and the relationships we choose to cultivate in the future. With time, I hope to find peace in knowing that I made the right decision for myself. As I move forward, I will carry the lessons from this chapter into new relationships, ensuring that I maintain healthy boundaries while still being open to connection and support. The complexities of human relationships can be overwhelming at times, but they are also a source of profound growth and understanding. It is essential to navigate these relationships with care, always prioritizing our mental and emotional health. In doing so, we can foster connections that enrich our lives and bring us joy. In the end, my hope for Amber is that she can rise from the ashes of her past and build a new life for herself, one that is based on self-awareness, respect, and genuine connections with others. It is my sincere wish that she learns to value herself and others in a way that leads to healthier, more fulfilling relationships. The journey of self-discovery is not an easy one, but it is often the most rewarding path one can take. As I reflect on this entire experience, I can't help but acknowledge the bittersweet nature of friendships. They can bring us immense joy and support, but they can also lead to pain and disappointment when those boundaries are crossed and expectations are unmet. I have learned that it is crucial to navigate these dynamics with honesty and openness, ensuring that both parties feel valued and respected. In conclusion, I have come to understand that every relationship teaches us something valuable about ourselves. While my connection with Amber has ended, the lessons I've learned will remain with me as I move forward. I will carry the knowledge that I deserve to be in relationships that uplift me, and I will actively seek out those connections in my life. Life is a continuous journey of growth and change, and I am committed to embracing the challenges that come my way. I hope to foster relationships that not only enrich my life, but also contribute to the well-being of those around me. As I move forward, I will hold on to the hope that Amber, too, will find her way to learn and navigate the complexities of relationships with a newfound understanding of herself and her worth.
I want to know what's going on here right now. Who are you and why are you suddenly sending me an angry text demanding an explanation for something? Oh, wait a second. Is this Noble, Wayne's younger sister? Yeah, and who do you think you are? Well, I think I'm Sophie, the woman who's engaged with your brother Wayne. That's not what I meant. How can you be so dense? I'm asking you, who do you think you are marrying my brother? You're way too ugly for him. Ugly? Yeah, that's what I said. You're ugly. When I heard he was engaged, I didn't hear a name, so I figured he got engaged to Amy like he was supposed to. But then I saw the pictures from when you came by my house, and I was horrified. Like, what is a woman this ugly doing holding hands with my brother? I can't believe this is happening. I'll bet his sense of beauty must have gone haywire from spending so much time around hotties like me and Amy. Our gorgeous feminine forms fried his beauty circuits. That's the only way he would marry an ugly fatty. Poor Wayne. He was cursed with having the cutest sister in the world. I hate to interrupt your narcissistic ramblings, but did you just call me ugly? A bunch of times? That's pretty impolite to say, at least. And who is this Amy person you keep bringing up? Is she a friend of yours? All you need to know is that she is the best girl and the only girl for Wayne. Break up with him right now. He is marrying Amy, and that is final. I will not take no for an answer. And if I say no, you can't. You are breaking up with him and never seeing him again. Can I at least ask why? Because I'm terrified that he's going to catch whatever disease you have that made you this ugly. My, oh my, what an interesting person you are. I have a disease that made me ugly? That's original, but somewhat uninspired. Anyway, I don't care if you're his sister, his mom, his neighbor, or anyone else. Don't interfere in our relationship ever again. I'm not trying to interfere. I'm telling you that it's over. Right. Well, I can see that nothing good will come out of talking to you. I'll just have to take this matter up with Wayne. He's better equipped to handle you than I am. Oh my God! Sophie! Are you really gonna run crying to my brother for help? How pathetic. Seriously, everything about you disgusts me. I know that you're just after Wayne for his dashing good looks and money. And I'm gonna make him see you for what you really are. Did you just say your brother has dashing good looks? That's pretty weird, not gonna lie. In any case, I'm done talking to you for now. Hey, Wayne, I just had an unexpected conversation with your sister. Did you give her my phone number?
Huh? Nah, I know better than to do that. Uh-oh. I think it actually might have been my mom who did it. I'm sorry, I should have told Mom to keep your phone number a secret. I guess she just texted you about something stupid then?
Yeah, you can say that again. She called me ugly. Many times.
What?
Her words were, quote, "I saw the pictures from when you came by my house and I was horrified. Like, what is a woman this ugly doing holding hands with my brother? I'm terrified that he's gonna catch whatever disease you have that made you this ugly." And so on.
I don't believe this. This is too much, even for her. She can't talk to my fiancé like that.
I remember that back when we first talked about introducing me to your parents, you seemed kind of reluctant to actually take me to your parents' house. You said something about your sister being a bit of a problem. I didn't know what you meant then, but good grief, I sure know now.
I was hoping to keep her from you for as long as possible. My parents spoiled her rotten ever since she was born. They always made me do everything for her. I even wrote a bunch of her essays for her in high school, but Noble apparently thought I was doing all that stuff willingly, and thanks to that misconception, she basically idolizes me now. It really sucks.
I'll bet. I only had one text exchange with her, and I was ready to start slamming my head into a wall. I can't imagine what it must have been like growing up with her. She talked like she thinks she gets to pick your wife for you. Do you know someone named Amy?
Amy? I had a classmate named Amy in high school. She works at a nearby restaurant now, but her and my sister used to be really close back in school. She practically treated Noble like she was her own little sister.
Let's get this question out of the way, shall we? Is she your ex-girlfriend?
No way! I swear, Sophie, she was just a classmate, nothing more.
Okay, I believe you.
Actually, you know what? I just remembered Noble started working with her at that restaurant recently. I wonder if the two of them are in on this together.
Well, according to Noble, Amy is the only woman who's good enough to be your wife.
Oh, for the love of... She's got to stop doing this to me. I am so sorry you had to deal with her, Sophie. When she started working at that restaurant, I thought it was a turning point in her life. Like she had never held a job before. I figured getting out into the real world would knock some sense into her, but she's only gotten worse and worse. She's causing me nothing but trouble.
Wait, you said this was her first job? Isn't she 24?
Yeah, and she hasn't worked a day in her life until recently. I've been trying to get my parents to push her to get a job for years now, but they say they want to give her time to find her own path in life.
Well, for better or for worse, it seems like she's found it.
Yeah, harassing my fiancé. To be brutally honest, I was strongly considering not even inviting my family to our wedding.
Well, we already sent out our invitation, so I guess you could always use it as an opportunity to leave them behind. we can move out of the city after we get married. Or out of the state.
Or out of the country. But yeah, that sounds like a great idea. I'm in. For now, though, you could just block her number. I'll talk to her for you.
I would really appreciate that, Wayne. Noble! What the hell is wrong with you? What's the matter, Sophie? Weren't you glad to see me? No, I was not glad to see you. I didn't invite you. Quite the contrary, actually. When Wayne told you to stay away from me, you acted like he was the one who was out of line. An argument ensued, and Wayne ended up telling you that you were not allowed to come. Is that right? We specifically told the venue staff that you were not allowed in the building. So, how did you even get in here? And more importantly, why did you throw a bucket of paint on me? Jeez, calm down, you drama queen. I just wanted to see you with my own eyes so I could judge whether you were really worthy of marrying my brother or not. And I'm afraid to say that the results of my inspection were less than favorable for you. It's worse than I thought. With a face that ugly and a butt that fat, you don't even deserve to clean the floors that Wayne walks on. And how exactly does that lead to you throwing paint on me? Oh, that? I just felt so sorry for that poor dress of yours. It looks so sad having to touch your ugly, obese body, so I thought I'd cheer it up. What better way to cure your dress blues than to add a little red? Oh, aren't you clever? I know, right? In any case, no girl as ugly as you are is ever going to marry my brother. As his sister, it is my divine right and duty to keep you away from him. The only woman for Wayne is Amy. Come on, you're still going on about that. Okay, fine. Have it your way. The wedding is canceled. Yes! I did it! Amy's gonna be so happy. And you can pay the venue cancellation fee, the cleaning bill for the dress, and all the other expenses will incur because of you. Huh? Are you kidding? I'm not paying that. Are you stupid or something? You won't pay? Okay, then we'll just have to call the police then. Let's see what I can get you charged with. There's assault for dumping the paint on me, trespassing for entering the room I reserved privately without permission. I'll have to talk to a lawyer. I'm sure there are other things I can get you arrested for. Wait, cops? Charges? Lawyers? What are you talking about? Do I need to explain it? I didn't invite you, but you came anyway. Not only that, you threw paint on me! What part of that don't you understand? I never touched you, though. Throwing paint on someone is an assault. I am aware that you are very, very dumb and ignorant of the law. But, as they say, ignorance of the law is not an excuse. So, what do you say, Noble? Would you like me to call the police? If the police come looking for you, what will your parents think? Won't they be so disappointed that their precious daughter is a criminal? But this is all your fault. I told you not to marry my brother, didn't I? Yet you're still here today intending to have a wedding. I had every right to stop this wedding from happening. I did not ask for, nor do I need, your permission to marry Wayne. By the way, I already called the police. And I know you locked yourself in the bathroom to try and hide. What? The venue staff saw you dart straight into the bathroom down the hall as soon as you dumped that paint on me. Did you really think you could hide forever? Anyway, there's a staff member positioned directly outside the bathroom, so you're not getting out of there. Oh, and don't think about escaping through the window either. The venue security is surrounding the building as we speak. Oh no, You're right. I can see a shadow outside the window. I tried to run straight out the way I came in, but there was someone in the way. I thought I could hide in here until the coast was clear. That was exceptionally bad planning on your part. Although I am somewhat impressed that you were able to sneak in with a bucket of paint. But it's over, so hurry up and get out of there. We're going to have a good, long talk about your actions today. No way. You're just gonna make me out to be the bad guy. You are the bad guy! There, you see, I was right. This isn't fair. You set me up, didn't you? You left that door unlocked on purpose to try and catch me. Well, I'm not letting you get away with it. Oh yeah? What are you gonna do about it? I'm gonna tell my brother you were mean to me. I'm the cutest girl he knows. He'll take my side for sure. I can't believe you're saying that unironically. I'm genuinely at a loss for words. Wayne, listen to me. Don't listen to anything Sophie says. I did it for you.
Are you actually claiming that you ruined my wedding for me? This is a whole new level of psychotic for you, Noble. You threw a bucket of paint on my fiancé the day of our wedding. I will never forgive you for this.
Wait, you're mad at me? But why? She's ugly? You don't want to marry her, do you? If you were seen standing at the altar with a grotesque, freakish, subhuman creature like her, you'll be humiliated. I had to put a stop to it. I had to protect you. And I did. I thought you'd be proud of me.
I never asked you to protect me. I told you not to come.
This doesn't make sense. You shouldn't be mad at me. Sophie must be blackmailing you. Or brainwashing you. There's no other explanation. It's obvious that Amy is the best woman out there for you.
Are you joking? Why would I marry her? She's your friend. I'm just an acquaintance. I don't like her. I have zero interest in her.
But Amy said she likes you. She told you so, right?
Yeah, and I turned her down, but she still kept hanging around me. This wasn't just a one-time thing either. She tried to get me to ask her out a bunch of times. Once even Mom and Dad were trying to get me to date her. I knew it had gone too far. I had to set her straight, hurt feelings be damned. Our parents, too. I made it clear to them that the woman I marry will be my choice and mine alone. If they kept trying to interfere in my love life, I would disown them. I knew that they wouldn't risk losing their relationship with me no matter how many times you kept pestering them.
Me?
Yes, you. I know that you were the one telling them to push me into dating Amy. They finally shut their big fat mouths and approved of my relationship with Sophie, though. The only person who hasn't given up is you.
But I love Amy. She's awesome. She got me hired into her restaurant in exchange for helping her have a shot with you. My only job is to fill the water pitchers up. I get paid minimum wage for that. Can you believe it? I don't have to work with customers at all. That should show you how much she loves me. And if she loves your little sister so much, imagine how much she loves you.
She doesn't love you. She's only using you as a tool to try and get with me. That's the only reason she's nice to you. It's really, really weird that you can't see that.
That's not true. She says I'm like a little sister to her. And she wants me to become her real little sister. Amy becoming my actual sister-in-law would be the best thing that's ever happened to me. That's why I'm working so hard to make it happen.
I don't believe it. Amy still hasn't given up even after all these years. What a pain. Look, you go and give Amy a message for me. I only have eyes for Sophie. I was never even interested in romance at all until I met her. I don't like Amy. I have no feelings for her. I have no interest in her. And I never will.
But why? She's beautiful. She's got everything you could want in a wife.
She once made me some homemade chocolate for Valentine's Day.
See? Isn't she sweet?
She put her hair in it. Deliberately.
She put her hair in it?
Yes! She's a psycho! Fortunately, I saw it before I ate it, but just the thought of her doing that is enough to make it hard to sleep at night. You keep talking about how beautiful she is, but looks don't mean a thing to me. If you ask me, both you and her have some of the ugliest personalities I've ever seen.
What? Did you just call me ugly? That's so mean. Just because you're mad doesn't mean it's okay to say such hurtful things to me.
I'll say it again and again and again. Your heart is ugly as sin. I hate you.
Wayne, please.
You are going to take responsibility for what you did today. You owe us $50,000 for canceling the wedding, as well as the expenses for Sophie's dress, the catering, and everything else.
You know I can't pay that much. I only have a part-time job.
That isn't my problem. You're an adult, so you're old enough for me to hold you accountable. I will never forgive you for what you did and said to Sophie. Not even if you got down on your knees and begged me for forgiveness.
Wayne, why do you like Sophie so much? What's so great about her that you're willing to turn against your own sister for her?
It's simple. She's the most beautiful, kindest, sweetest woman in the world, and I love her. Did you think I would be okay with you insulting the woman I love? I'm through with you. You're not my sister anymore.
Wayne, no. Sophie, what are you trying to do to me? What the... I could have sworn that I blocked you. Well, I'll just have to fix that. You didn't actually cancel the wedding? I had to go to my parents and beg them for money. I thought for sure I would need to borrow it from them. I even messaged a bunch of my friends to ask them if they could lend me money. Really? That's hilarious. No, it's not. Yeah, we ended up not canceling the wedding after all. There was a shower in the venue, and I used that to wash the paint off my face and hair. The venue also had some rental dresses available, which they were kind enough to let me use. I had to redo my makeup and barely made it on time, but here, all's well that ends well. I don't believe it. You lied to me. I know, and you bought it! And I don't regret anything. Your parents swooped down, picked you up, and went home. We got to hold the ceremony without you three sleazeballs mucking things up any more than you already did. It was such a lovely ceremony thanks to that. And you didn't call the cops on me either. I mean, if I called the cops, then we'd have to cancel the wedding for sure. Your brother and the venue security staff are all a bunch of really tough guys, so I figured they could handle you in the worst case scenario. Wayne seemed a little bit frustrated for the rest of the day, though, which was unfortunate. And whose fault was that, Noble? You! You tricked me! When I asked my friends for money, I had to explain the whole situation to them. I actually thought I was going to be arrested back then. Now everyone in the neighborhood knows exactly what happened at your wedding. I'll forever be remembered as the girl who threw paint on her brother's fiancé at their wedding. Well, it is true. Even Amy knows. And now she hates me. She said thanks to me messing up the plan, she'll never have a chance to be Wayne's girlfriend. But I was only doing what she told me to do. Amy told you to do that? Yeah, she said that if I could stop the wedding, then she'd still have a chance with Wayne. Ah, now I see what was going on. This was all Amy's plan. She was the one calling the shots. And you were just a pawn. Yeah, so it's not my fault. Can you tell that to Wayne for me? He blocked my phone number. Fixing your relationship with your brother isn't my responsibility. And it doesn't even matter who was calling the shots. It doesn't? But it's like you said, I was pawned. You were a pawn. If you were pawned, that would mean she gave you to a pawn shop as collateral on a... Oh, forget it. You wouldn't understand. What matters is that you threw paint on me and tried to ruin my wedding. Do you think everything would be all hunky-dory if your plan didn't succeed? Yeah, kinda. Well, you're wrong. I filed a police report against you, and I'm pressing charges. What? You can't do that to me. Do I need to explain this again? You broke the law. You threw paint on me. That fits the legal definition of assault. And you tried to ruin our wedding. You are in a lot of trouble, Noble, and you're going to pay. So that's what this is all about. You want me to pay you. You just want my money. No, I want you to be held responsible for your actions for once in your life. The fact that you'll pay me money is secondary to that. But if I have a criminal record, how am I going to find a decent paying job? I'm 24 and I only work part-time. Don't you care about what happens to my life from here on out? No, not at all, actually. This is all your own doing. But I was doing it for my brother's sake. You're not fooling anyone, Noble. You didn't do it for him. You were just jealous of me. You have this bizarre admiration for your brother, and you felt like I was stealing him away from you. That's not true. I just wanted him to be together with Amy. If he got married to Amy, then I could move in with them. It would have been like a dream come true, living together with my best friend and my big brother. You wanted to live with your brother and his wife? And what's wrong with that? It would have been awesome. Think about it. 3 of the most attractive people in the world, all under one roof. We could have had a reality TV show made about us. Everyone who watched would have been so super jealous of me. You wanted to be on TV? Don't you see that you're proving my point here? All you wanted was fame, fortune, and a lifetime of being spoiled by your brother. You were never thinking about Wayne or his feelings at any point. That's not true. I love Wayne. I'm his sister. So what if you're his sister? Just having a biological relationship doesn't mean anything. You're nothing but a slacker, a loser. You have done nothing your entire life but rely on your family for support and cause a world of psychological damage for Wayne. Do you think everyone would be okay with your behavior, no matter how horrible, because you're pretty? Do you think that you would get away with doing whatever you wanted? But beautiful people don't have to play by the same rules as everyone else. Rules are for ugly people. Well then, I've got some bad news for you. Your heart is one of the ugliest, monstrous, twisted, psychotic things on the face of the earth. You're beyond saving at this point. The only way you'll ever change is to get a healthy dose of consequences. Sophie, wait. You've got to help me. Amy hates me, my brother hates me, my mom and dad both hate me. I'm all alone in the world now. How many times am I going to have to explain this to you? I don't care. It's all your fault. You did this to yourself. From now on, whenever you want to talk to me, you can talk to my lawyer. It's time for you to wake up, Noble. Good morning. Sit up, stretch a bit, go to the mirror, and take a good long look at the creature that you've become.
Okay, that's a wrap. I just got out of the settlement meeting.
Thanks so much for taking care of that for me.
Hey, it's the least I can do. I didn't want to give them any more of an opportunity to cause trouble for you. I'm sorry for everything you had to deal with. I should have cut them out of my life before things got this bad.
You don't need to feel bad, Wayne. Family is a special sort of bond. It's not easy to cut those ties.
I know, right?
So, did you guys come to an agreement? Are we pressing charges or no? I'm fine with either way.
So, the agreement we reached was that in exchange for dropping the charges, we would get $60,000 in damages. That includes the wedding, dress, and all the other expenses we had to pay that day. Also, I added one condition. Noble would be responsible for paying the entire amount, and our parents were not allowed to put any of their own money toward the settlement. They all agreed. We even signed a legally binding contract.
Wow, look at you taking care of business.
I had to get serious with them. It's the only way they would get the point. By the way, thanks for taking care of Amy. I owe you for that. I knew she wouldn't listen if it were just me. But man, was it great to see her reaction to you laying into her like that. You really put the fear of God in her.
I don't think you'll be having any more problems with her.
After the talking to you gave her, I'd be surprised if she didn't leave town.
I'm actually surprised, Wayne. I doubt most guys would enjoy seeing their wife act so tough and scary as I did with her.
Are you kidding me, Sophie? I married you precisely because of what a strong woman you are.
It turns out Amy had a major crush on Wayne back when they were in high school. But Amy never got the courage to talk to Wayne directly, so she used Noble as a go-between. She sweet-talked Noble with all these promises of having a good relationship with her. It's almost like how you brainwash someone into a cult. But no matter how many times she had Noble ask Wayne out for her, the answer was always no. When I walked into her restaurant and shoved our marriage certificate in her face, I think that finally convinced her that she had lost. She was so humiliated by how I confronted her that she quit her job at the restaurant a short time later. As a result, Noble got fired. Apparently, Noble only got hired there because Amy vouched for her. Once Amy was gone, however, the supervisor realized just how terrible Noble was at just about everything. Since she now had monthly payments to make us, she needed to find new employment quickly, which was made more difficult by her criminal record. The only place willing to hire her was a company that, well, let's just say it's not a very friendly workplace environment. She's now dealing with supervisors and colleagues alike reaming her out on a daily basis. As for me and Wayne, we moved to the complete opposite side of the country, and we are loving our life free of Wayne's toxic family.